Okay, I am live, and right now I sound terrible. 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 Okay. Wow, this is really bad. So that's why I have a new mic. This is a mic test. Okay. Test. Okay, yeah, that's right mic. So I can delete this. Now. My test. Okay, what other scenes do I have? Test. Okay. So now I have one of my scenes, but now I need to make sure my mic sounds fine. Time for some filters. Actually, don't know if I need any. I think this sounds fine, but okay. Fifine is there. This is the 3.5 mm. I'm gonna completely mute this. Don't need this. Mute. So that's this one. Hello. Hello. Oh wait. I should really use my earphones. Okay. Ah, yeah. Can't really hear myself now, which is what I expected. So now I need to change mic settings to adjust this. Okay, let's say I push this up, but still a bit weird. Hello. Ah, okay, maybe this is better. I don't know. The last time I was using this mic, somebody said they can hear background noise, but I can't really tell. Okay, the mic is at max, which is what we need. I don't actually need this. Okay, so this is going to be there. And hello. Oh, wait. Hello. Is it because of my suppression that I sound weird? Mic test. Hello. Ta da 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 ta da 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 da. I can't tell. Ha ha. Ho ho. Ha. Hello. 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 Okay. So that's noise suppression. What else do I need? This is. Hello. 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 Okay, that's better. Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Hello. 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 Okay, but this sounds way too soft. Hello. Hello. Way too soft again. Hello. 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 Ah. Maybe this is enough, but I'm not sure. Can the viewer who seems to be there tell me if I sound fine? If there is a viewer. Hello. Is anybody watching? Have you seen butterflies lately? That's weird. Oh, there it is. Okay, Okay, that's the video that I wanted. Of course, stream won't be able to hear this. Okay, and I need desktop audio. So we're gonna put it on default. Cool. Not the same. I used to have this browser sync, but should I? Okay, let me turn off the monitor for a while. But then I can't. Then I won't be able to check the settings. This is complicated. Test. Okay. Time to go look at my notes. Okay, blah 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 blah. Loop back, capture props, browser sync. Do I have this already? I do have it already. Okay, I think I've lost processing. I don't see it over here. How did I create it? PW link create capture. Okay, let's try this. What is this? Create a loopback device, which is called browser sync. Okay, I need to keep this running. Okay, I need to keep this running. Okay, and then I do this. I don't know why I sound so soft. Okay, that's my source, that's my sync. Well, that is fine. Wait. I don't remember how to do this. Output browser sync is. Is this not updated? Should I check again? But this. No, I'm pretty sure this is updated. Let's just check though. Stream refresh. Yeah, this is updated. Hmm. Okay, so when I create the loopback device, it's supposed to show up over here as a new sync or maybe as a stream, and then I should be able to link output FR to that sync. Capture props media.class audio sync node.name browser sync name is browser sync. So where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, there's a filter called browser sync, but not an actual sync. Okay, that side is supposed to be Google Chrome output FL to browser sync playback FL, which does not work. If I do playback FL, that will not work either. Okay, man PW loopback. There's a Pipewire client that uses the Pipewire loopback model to create loopback nodes with configuration given via command line options. Number of channels, channel map, there's the default, so I don't need to do that. Playback target. Wanted properties of capture node, playback properties. So I could do things like this. There's also a capture target. Oh, that's interesting. I don't fully understand how this works. And I guess figuring that is out the plan for today. My test. Okay. The mic is still working. Should I look at this? What did I do here? Blah 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 blah. Load module, null sync, create a virtual microphone, PW link, blah 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 blah. To your virtual microphone. How do you create a virtual microphone? Virtual mic, virtual sync name. It's called audio source virtual. Maybe this is what I actually need. So if I put this as audio source virtual, call it virtual mic, I could put it as input, and then voice software uses this virtual microphone. I set them okay. Okay. I kind of understand what this is. So the way I used to do it was create a sync. So instead of that, we're going to do, okay, I'm just going to delete the name sync. We're just going to call this browser. Oops. And then instead of audio sync, we will call it audio source virtual. Oh wait, there is a combined sync interface. Do we need that? I don't know what a sync is. Maybe I should look that up first. Linux audio sync. Sync and source. Pulse audio clients can send audio to syncs and receive audio from sources. So syncs are output, audio goes there, Sources are inputs. Oh, okay. I don't need to create this as a mic because OBS can receive from sinks. Audio sync is where output goes. And I want Chrome to go into my sync. So it is supposed to be a sync. Okay, cool. Oh wait, this is what I used to do? PA control list syncs. Let's try this. So audio sync is fine. Okay, so PW loopback capture cross media class is audio sync. That's another thing. I'm not sure if I'm using wire plumber or if I'm using Pulse Audio, which is weird because I thought I was using wire plumber, but for some reason I keep getting Pulse Audio these days. So if I were to close this, then let's assume I'm adding a new source. It's like it shows Pulse Audio. Why does it show Pulse Audio? I thought it was supposed to show Pipewire. So now I'm confused. But at the same time, video capture says Pipewire, screen capture says Pipewire. So confused. But that's why I'm supposed to be learning all this. Oh, there it is. List syncs, list sources, list sync inputs. Okay. Kinda get it. What else can I do? What I don't really understand is why is this not showing up? I mean, it is showing up, but not the way I want it to. Class audio sync is probably what the problem is. But yeah, okay. I think that is the problem. Man, PW loop back. Props. It's not there. Where else am I supposed to look? Man, pipe, wire. That does not seem to be the one. Nope. Okay, this is video. We don't need to look at video. So that's a good start. So I'm gonna go up. And then there's audio, there's devices, and there's syncs, and there's sources. Why is Chrome not showing up as a source? So what is Google Chrome? Google Chrome is a stream Okay, browser is audio sync. That's okay. It has the property, but it's not showing up as a sync. How does that work? Okay, you know what? Maybe I should look at the property of something. PW dump less and sync. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Media.class is audio slash sync, which is exactly what I wanted, so it seems to be fine. I look for audio slash sync. Okay. Browser input media.name. But I changed the name. There's audio position front left and front right, which is how it's supposed to be. Input ports, output ports, blah 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 blah. This is weird. I don't understand what is happening. Okay, maybe it's just my PW link that I'm doing wrong. So if I were to do that, there's Google Chrome output front right. No, but the sync is supposed to show up as a loopback. Okay, let's see. Pipe wire create a virtual sync. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. How nice. Load module, blah 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 blah. With a plethora of waste on the pipe wires. Huh. Oh wait. I've actually seen this before. I have seen this before and then I didn't do it because I forgot about it. So I'm supposed to use pulse audio control. Channel maps around 501, sync, name, PA control, load module. Okay, so maybe instead of loopback, I do it with pulse audio control and it's supposed to be fine. Okay, let's see. Close that. The sync name is browser. Okay. So now if I were to do status. There it is. There's a new sync. Huh. Well, that wasn't so hard. Okay, so now I have a new sync. So where is it? So I need to push the stream to that sync. How do I do that? The name is a bit weird though. Sync name is equal to browser. But it says browser audio sync. Probably not a problem. Let's see. PW link Google Chrome out put front left to browser playback round left. Okay, now I go back to OBS. Browser sync. It's not the right device. I'm gonna delete this. Yes. Add audio output capture. Have it somewhere else. It's still somewhere, but for now I'm just gonna call this browser.
Opening the gate
There it is.
when our expander filter here, which is our noise gate, when it is closing the gate of the microphone for the incoming audio,
I think it's working.
It triggers when we speak, you will always hear it kind of opening, kind of a pop, kind of a delay, like the first part of your first letter that you're speaking into the microphone.
I'm gonna mute
won't really get recorded, and you can hear it when I make this effect stronger. So if I talk and then not talk, if I talk in this way, you will definitely hear the gate opening and closing. So making this effect way too harsh will definitely have an impact. So you want to find the balance, and it also depends on how bad you want to remove keyboard sound when you're not talking.
From what I can see, there is output from browser.
Let me see here, a limiter. Now what this does is really simple. A limiter just limits your sound when it goes above a certain volume. And we just want to move this threshold all the way to the right, then press this one time for minus 0.1. This limiter is just a final failsafe. When you look at the audio mixer, minus 0.1 is right here all the way at the end, which means that when your audio is going past the end of the red, then it will just get limited. However, this will barely happen because we did add a compressor that pulls our audio down. It's just in the case where like the microphone would fall on the table, for example, and it would make a really loud sound for the viewers. In that case, the sound will get limited, it will sound distorted, but it won't blow out your viewers' ears. Now, if you want to use these effects that we just applied in Discord or somewhere else, it's actually pretty easy. So the first thing you do is you go to your browser and you look for virtual cable. It's from vbaudio.com. It is completely free. You just download it. Then you go to your downloads folder. You just extract it. And then you look for VB cable 64-bit. So you right click, run as administrator. And then you can just install virtual cable. You click on install. So now you want to go to your settings. You go to audio. And then on the bottom you will see monitoring device. And this is the device that
That's weird. Why did it stop?
going to the virtual cable.
Okay. Wait. Should not have.
This one had around 40,000 members, but I wanted to start a clean, new, active community, so this is it. We talk about streaming, gaming, setups, all that stuff. However, let's...
Okay, there's a delay, and that's helping because now I can hear on Firefox. So browser audio is getting pushed to stream, which is how it's supposed to be, which is what I want. But I can't hear it. Hold on, what? Wait. What happened here?
Sounding. If you want to learn anything else about OBS Studio, I have a free Skillshare course. You can see the link in the description. You get 1 month.
These
audio effects won't only work in OBS Studio, but also...
I can hear it. And I am going to have to change this. I'm just going to do strike. What? No, not that. How do I strike through? Why does strike through not seem to be working? Whatever. So what I need... Wait, does this still work? It does not. Alright, I'll come back to this in a second. I close too many tabs. Wiki. I don't understand the relation between pulse audio control and pipe wire. So that's probably something that I have to study today. But for now, just need to do this. Oh wait, I don't have playback. Okay, close this, play this.
Topic has 1.2 million views and people have been asking me to make an update, so here it is now. I'm gonna be using the HyperX Solocast. So many people wanted me to use this microphone because it's the #1 best-selling on Amazon and they think they need this mic to sound good. However, this one is almost half the price. I've used this mic before in a console streaming setup and I was really impressed with the quality. I'm gonna use this microphone together with a boom arm. This is a really cheap one. I will link it in the description because using a microphone arm is the single best upgrade you can make to your mic. I mean, listen to this difference. When the mic is standing on your desk, you're about this far away from the microphone. And in order to sound loud enough, you will need to boost the volume and then it will sound kind of like this. However, listen to the difference when I go closer and closer to the microphone. Also, the closer you're to the mic, the less background noise you will have because the microphone needs to be less sensitive. You're really close, so your voice is extremely loud. You can lower the sensitivity of the microphone. This also means that the volume of background sounds will be reduced. By the way, these effects will obviously work with any mic. People just always ask me for mic suggestions, so currently this here is a big favorite of mine. I will obviously link the microphone arm, this microphone, and some other options in the description for different price points. And I'm gonna switch to this microphone. Okay, and what you hear now should be this HyperX Solocast. Now it immediately sounds much more thin, however we will fix all that. Now there's one really important thing for any microphone with these type of microphone stands. Listen to what happens when I tap it. You can probably hear like the big booming sound and it keeps going in the background. And the reason
Okay, but it's not audible, but there, I guess there is some noise. Okay, there's quite a bit of noise. We shall come back to that later. For now, we watch the video.
connected directly to the microphone. Now I found one of these on Amazon. As you can see, this is the microphone and this here is a universal shock mount that works with a mic. It's only $11 and it will work with any microphone you buy after that. Oh wow, look at that. Apparently the HyperX Solocast is even cheaper than I expected. Now I'm gonna move this beacon mic out of the frame. Now before we make this microphone sound absolutely amazing with Okay, now before making this microphone sound amazing with all of these filters here, there are two things you absolutely need to do. We're gonna have to make sure that before applying all the filters, the volume is right here about in the yellow. But before doing that, you need to make sure that you're talking into the right side of the mic. You will not believe how many people get this wrong. Some mics record from the front, other mics record like this in this direction. An example is the Razer Siren Mini. So once you know you're talking to the right side, for me it's like completely into the front. But I'm turning it a bit because I want to speak over the microphone, because if you speak into the mic and make like a sound, you will hear that plosive. And when I turn it a bit and I talk over the mic, so like it's recording like this but I'm speaking like this, in that case when I do you will not have that plosive. And so then after that, we need to make sure that the volume here is about right. If it looks like this when you're talking, you have a problem. And if it goes completely into the red, that's even worse. Now the first thing you need to do is right clicking your audio icon here, going to sounds, then to recording, then you double click your microphone, you go to levels, and then this is the first place where you need to change the volume before adding or removing gain and stuff in OBS with filters. So I did set the mic.
Maybe I actually boosted my volume a lot. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh wait, I lost browser audio again. Okay, that's good enough. I will do it when I'm playing it again. First, input devices. This is boosted a lot, so I'm thinking I should leave it at 100. Because everything after 100 is obviously not real boosting. So I just need to be a lot closer to the mic when I'm talking, I guess. How high does this go? Hello. Okay. Really close to the mic. But I think that's fine. I also don't sound as weird. So I just stay close to the mic. I can also hold it like this. Problem is I'm not able to set up my mic arm in such a way that I can turn it however I want because my table is too big for the clamp. So okay, I think this is fine. I don't want this to be too far. We leave it at 100. We'll keep playing and see how this goes.
100, you will see in OBS that I'm going into the red and it's kind of distorting, and so I'd say move it to the left and then just talk like you would on stream, and then gradually move it to the right until the volume is like at the end of the yellow, maybe a bit before that, and that's the perfect starting point for...
That doesn't seem to be working for me at all. Because even though I'm really close to the mic, I'm nowhere near yellow. Am I just talking way too softly? Hello. I wonder, maybe... Am I talking too softly? Am I talking too softly? Hello. This is my normal voice. I mean, normally, okay. So I took out my earphones because I keep hearing myself in my earphones because I'm monitoring myself. So now I'm trying to talk normally and see if the mic picks it up just fine. I think it does. Maybe I was compensating a bit and whispering a little so that it doesn't sound too loud in my ears. This is probably fine. Okay. Oh, I've had noise suppression active the whole time. Okay, let me delete this. Let me delete everything. I'm confused because the audio sounds really loud in my headphones, even though the volume is not that loud. Hello. Hmm. This is a mic test. This is a mic test. Hello. Okay, that is in a good spot in the yellow. But I can't really hear the noise. I don't know if there's any noise. I can't tell. But there's obviously something happening even when I'm not talking. So I guess there is some noise. Oh wait, I sound muffled. That's the word. I sound muffled. This is a mic test. Huh. This is a mic test. Okay, what if I take the pop filter off? Do I sound better? This is a mic test. It is still weird. I sound very weird for some reason. I wonder if it's just Linux audio stuff. Oh, sorry, you can't hear the browser audio.
And then if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, the noise removal is absolutely amazing and it will barely affect your voice quality. Now, to be fair, this noise removal is absolutely perfect for normal stuff. Now, if my editor boosts my volume a bit, you will hear the noise and then you will hear how good this is. As you can see, it completely removes background noise.
Hello. I'm just watching the noise levels in OBS over here. And oh, that's really good. There's pretty much no noise. But I still sound very weird. Very weird. Okay, for now I think I'll leave it on this suppression filter. Oh wait, but it's not picking up my voice as well, but then I can move my mic higher up. This is fine, right? Yeah, I think this is fine.
Want to use NVIDIA noise removal is that this removes everything from the background, even people talking, a truck driving by. It's absolutely crazy, but this one is great as well. By the way, real quick, if you're not hearing your own microphone, I completely forgot, you can just go to the audio mixer, press one of these icons, go to advanced audio properties, and then next to your microphone source, you just want to change it to monitor and output, and then you will hear your microphone like I'm doing right now. We want to use a new filter that's new with this update, the 3-band equalizer, and this is a perfect filter to change how our voice sounds. So we have the highs, the mids, and the lows, and as you can see, when I add the lows while I'm talking, I will add a lot of bass to my voice, and if I remove it, my voice will sound much more thin. I'm gonna set it to 0. Then the highs, this is to sound much more crisp. As you can see, this is kind of like a radio voice, it's way too much. If you lower the highs, then this sounds really like muffled. I don't know if that's a word. And then the mids, this is really hard to explain, but when you reduce the mids a bit, you will always sound a bit more broadcasty-like, a bit more professional. However, if you overdo it, that's definitely not something you want to do. But in general, I'd say reduce the mids a bit, then maybe add a bit to the highs, and then the lows, this will depend on your microphone and your voice. If you have a really low voice, then adding some lows here will probably be way too much. However, if you say I have a really thin voice and I want to sound a bit more like warm and low, then you can absolutely add a bit of this here, and you just want to listen to yourself and then find the sound you want to go for. I reduce the mids even more. You definitely need to be careful with this, but as you can hear, when I disable this, my voice sounds much more hollow, and then when I enable it, it sounds much more like a podcast voice. So our voice sounds much better already. However,
Okay, let's see how this goes. I'll reduce the mids. Hello. I should read some actual text or something. Oh wait, I don't sound as muffled as now. I mean, as muffled now. But what text do I read? Something from Shakespeare? Let's pick let's pick random play. Or should we pick something that I know? I actually don't remember anything. To be or not to be sounds fine, right? Or I pick a song. Is there a random? There isn't. Okay, let's do this one. I haven't really read this. Okay. Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I'm not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your duke to merchants, our well-dwelling countrymen, who want guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna reset this once. Okay, let's test this one by one. Let's reduce this. Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I'm not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord, which of late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your duke. To merchants, our well-dealing countrymen, who want guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed his rigorous statutes with their bloods, excludes all pity from our threatening looks, for, for since the mortal and intestine jars. Hello. Okay, there's something wrong. I can clearly hear a weird tinny kind of sound. I'm not sure how to explain this. I really think it might just be a driver issue, but because nothing I'm changing here is making a difference. Huh. Okay, it's less pronounced now. So when I put the lows, hello, 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 hello. Okay, when I bring the lows down, it's a little more obvious. So maybe it's in the highs. So if I reduce the highs, the tinniness is less. Good. Huh. Okay. This is a mic test. Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I'm not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your duke to merchants of well-dealing countrymen who want guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed his rigorous statutes with their bloods, excludes all pity. Sorry, that was too loud, but yeah, I think this is better. Let's push this back to 0. Hello. If I bring this down to 4. Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I'm not partial to infringe our laws. Merchant of Syracuse, plead. That actually makes no difference. Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I'm not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your duke to merchants, our well-dealing countrymen, who want guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed his rigorous statutes with their bloods, excludes all pity from our threatening looks, for since the mortal and intestine jars twixt thy seditious countrymen and us, it hath in solemn synods been decreed, both by the Syracusians. Okay, that sounds very artificial. Hello. I'm gonna put this back at 0. Let's see, try this. Should I increase my low? Hello, hello, hello. Not bad. Maybe 1.5. No, that sounds weird. Okay, try to use the mids. Yet this my comfort when our words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun. Actually, maybe I should read something else, but this is weird. I'm not even paying attention to the text. And I don't know what I'm reading. And I'm making a lot of mistakes. mistakes. 3.5, 3.2. Hello. A heavier task could not have been imposed than to speak my griefs unspeakable. Yet that the world may witness that my end was wrought by nature, not by vile offence. I'll utter what my sorrows gave me leave. In Syracuse was I born, and wed unto a woman happy but for me. And by me had not a hap been bad. With her I lived in joy, our wealth increased by prosperous voyages I often made to epidamnum, till my factor's death and the great care of goods at random left drew me from kind embracements of my spouse. Maybe I should add a tag called Shakespeare. I actually don't know what tags I have. I have new. Okay, I have a few things. I'm just gonna add audio Shakespeare because why not? A heavier task could not have been imposed than I. Okay, I do need the pop filter. I'm gonna mute myself for a second. P- a heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my griefs unspeakable. Yet that the world may witness that my end was wrought by nature, not by vile offence. I'll utter what my sorrows give me leave. In Syracuse was I born and wed unto a woman happy but for me, and by me had not a hap been bad. With her I lived in joy, our wealth increased. By prosperous voyages I often made to Epidamnum, till my factor's death and the great care of goods at random left drew me from kind embracements of my spouse, from whom my absence was not 6 months old. Before herself, before herself, before herself, almost at fainting under the pleasing punishment that women bear, had made provision for her following me. Okay, sounds good enough. Okay, so this is -9, -3.5. Is it better than the defaults? So these are oh yeah. Yeah, that is definitely better. So this was -9, -9, and -3.5. Hello. I wonder what else I could change. I mean, maybe if I increase the low a little bit, would this sound better? Can't tell. Hello. Oh. 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 Okay. Hmm. So if I were around, no, this is. I don't think I like that. Huh. Maybe. No, I'll just leave this video. Okay. So now I'll look at the other filters. Three band equalizer, good.
Compressor and then the expander. What these two filters are doing is making sure that your audio is always at the same volume. When you talk really quiet, your audio will be boosted, and then when you talk really loud or you scream or you rage on stream, your audio will always be pulled back down so that it's always in the same range for the viewer. Now, setting up the expander is very straightforward. To change this,
Oh, it's expander first, not compressor. Whoops. So delete that. I feel like this is a newer version. There's some more stuff here. Okay, so expander comes first. Presets expander.
ratio to 3, you set the attack to 1 millisecond.
I don't even know what these are, but I'm just gonna follow it as it is. And the attack goes to 1 millisecond.
You set the release to 100, then you move this threshold slider all the way to the left. And now what you gotta do is look at this audio mixer here, and you wanna talk as quiet as possible, the quietest you would ever talk on stream, because this expander works like a noise gate, and what we're trying to do is making sure that sound around our microphone will not be loud enough to trigger the mic, and so make sure that the mic only activates when it hears our voice, which is really close to the mic and which will be very loud. So you look at the audio mixer, and before finding that sweet spot, you want to talk really quiet, and you just want to move the output gain to the right and add gain until the quietest you would ever talk on stream is making this mixer here go to the end of the yellow. So I'm gonna talk really quiet now, and I'm gonna move the output gain slider to the right until this sound is going to the yellow here. And so now, no matter how quiet I talk, the sound will always be loud.
So the threshold is supposed to be at -60 at all times? Oh. Okay. Okay. I'm whispering. I'm whispering. I'm whispering. I I'm I'm whispering over here. Okay, but this is way too loud. As maybe I just won't whisper. Maybe I just won't whisper a string. Okay, so I'm continuing to talk very softly. I probably won't talk soft. I probably won't talk softer than this. Can I increase the threshold? Yeah, but the threshold isn't really making a difference. And right now, my voice just sounds very weird with the expander. Okay, maybe a little less, 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 less. That's too far low. Maybe around here. Okay, if I'm talking, nope, too loud. Sorry. Okay, around here. Around here should be audible, even if I'm talking really softly. A heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my grieves unspeakable. Yet that the world may witness that my end was wrought by nature, not by vile offence. I'll utter what my sorrows give me leave. In Syracusa was I born and wed unto a woman, happy but for me. Merchant of Syracuse, that's too loud. Uh, Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and enmity. How do you pronounce this word? Is there an E in between or not? Collins Dictionary. Enmity. Hmm. Enmity. Enmity. The enmity and discord which of late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your duke to merchants our well-dealing countrymen, who wanting guilders to redeem their lives have sealed his rigorous statutes with their blood, excludes all pity from our threatening looks. Okay, I oops, not playing.
And so to fix that, we want to add a compressor filter. Again, I'm going to disable it, change the ratio to 3, the threshold all the way to the right, set the attack to 1 millisecond, the release to 100, and then now all we got to do is just shout into the microphone. You will see that it will go into the red, and then you just move the threshold to the left until your shouting is not making this audio peak anymore. So as you can see at 0, hey, it's peaking. However, if I change the threshold to like minus 15, hey, it is not peaking anymore. So now my quiet sounds will go to the end of the
Hello.
and then my shouting won't
Hello.
move past this
Hello.
point here. And that means that I will
Okay,
always be the
so
same volume on stream. Now before we add the next filter, I want to say something really important.
Okay, I
Because if
think
you go
I
back
won't
to
be
the
talking louder than
experiment,
this in
I did
stream.
change the threshold for recording this video. Actually, I changed it right now, which is way too late. But the reason I changed it is that things like a noise gate or an expander that cut out audio that's way too low, these also have negative effects, and mainly that you can hear it when it's opening the gate for the audio. So when our expander filter here, which is our noise gate, when it is closing the gate of the microphone for the incoming audio, and then it triggers when we speak, you will always hear it kind of opening, kind of a pop, kind of a delay, like the first part of your first letter that you're speaking into the microphone won't really get recorded, and you can hear it when I make this effect stronger. So if I talk and then not talk, if I talk in this way, you will definitely hear the gate open.
Oh, that's what it
Making this
was.
effect way too harsh will definitely have an impact. So you want to find the
So I need to ready. Yeah, okay. That sounds weird. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. No, this is supposed to go lower then. Okay. How about now? Is my voice getting cut off in between? Is my voice getting cut in between? In between. This is a mic test. Test. Okay, that is way too soft. Maybe I'll just bring this to 0. Hello. Does that make sense?
that things like a noise gate or an expander that cut out audio that's way too low, these also have negative effects, and mainly that you can hear it when it's opening the gate for the audio. So when our expander filter here, which is our noise gate, when it is closing the gate of the microphone for the incoming audio, and then it triggers when we speak, you will always hear it kind of opening, kind of a pop, kind of a delay, like the first part of your first letter that you're speaking into the microphone won't really get recorded, and you can hear it when I make this effect stronger. So if I talk and then not talk, if I talk in this way, you will definitely hear the gate opening and closing. So making this effect way too harsh will definitely have an impact. So you want to find the balance, and it also depends on how bad you want to remove keyboard sound when you're not talking and stuff like that. Another filter you definitely need to add off.
The thing is, I don't really think I'm capturing any background noise. So now I just need to talk really softly. This is me talking very softly. I'm talking very softly, but I'm still in the yellow. And this is me talking normally. This is me talking normally. This is me talking normally. Can't speak at all. Ha! Boom. Oh, that's good. So it's not too loud ever. It's never too loud, which is good, which is how it's supposed to be. Oh, stream couldn't hear what he was saying. He was basically saying that the limiter doesn't let it go into red, go beyond red actually. But you never get to that point because the compressor is supposed to stop it before it gets there.
Easy. So the first thing you do is you go to
your the video's done. So the last part is just the virtual cable thing.
It is completely free. You just
to
your downloads
push the browser audio into other apps. So basically, not browser audio, sorry, OBS audio into other apps. So I would use something like the the OBS output, not the output, the OBS monitor would be sent into another app so I could use it with Google Meet, for example. But before, I don't want to install something else to do that, which is why we're going to be learning about Linux audio now. So I don't need OBS here. I'm just going to move this out. What happened? Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Okay, I can close some windows that I'm not looking at. Learning Linux audio. So I changed the stream title. Now don't need Shakespeare. Okay. So what are the things that I wanted to do? I can close this, close this. So one thing that I want to do is I'm gonna try to use my earphones because I don't really need to listen to myself for this. Do I still hear myself? Oh, I do. So I guess this is pretty loud then. Okay. So what I wanted to do right now is I'm gonna start learning about Linux audio. So the basics of audio in Linux. W. So I want to do pipe wire versus pulse audio versus wire plumber because there's too many things that I don't understand what's what. And in the end, what I want to do is OBS monitor with, okay, OBS monitor with its filters to Google Meet, for example. So it's supposed to be like a virtual mic then. Sounds pretty easy. Let's see how I do. What scene is this? Okay. Okay, let's go to default. Cool. I wasn't even using the right scene all as well. Oh, nice. Okay, I can close this. And oh, sorry. That might have been loud. I'm gonna mute myself for a second. Okay. Do I sound okay? Yeah, I think I can hear myself pretty fine. Best place to learn about Linux. Go to the Arch Wiki and then table of contents maybe? Development, hardware, graphics docs, laptops, mice, input devices, mainboards, sound. Oh, there's a lot of things over here. Sound system, maybe we try that. Arch sound system consists of several levels. We go automatic, we go standard, large text. Okay. This article is about basic sound management. For advanced topics, see professional audio. Basic is good. We also need to look at codecs, something I want to do later. The Arch sound system consists of several levels: drivers and interface, hardware support and control, user mode API libraries utilized and required by applications, user mode sound servers. Okay, sound frameworks. A default Arch installation already includes the kernel sound system ALSA. What on earth is ALSA? Advanced Linux Sound Architecture. Provides kernel driver sounds that replaces the original OSS. Besides the sound drivers, also bundles a user space driven library. They can use those ALSA drivers with blah 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 blah. Okay, so ALSA is part of the kernel library. Do I have it? lsmod grep ALSA. Oh wait, it was all caps, but I don't have ALSA loaded right now. Do I have something called Pipewire? I don't have that either. Weird. Huh. So if I was just doing sound. Okay, so we're using SoundWire. What is SoundWire? Is that why I'm having trouble? Should it have been something else? Soundcore? What is Soundcore? SoundWire versus ALSA. Oops. This is a very different SoundWire that people seem to be talking about. ALSA versus Pulse Audio versus Jack versus Pipewire. Linux audio can be confusing because a lot of search results are outdated. On top of the actual config being confusing, ALSA is the main driver. Think of it as the internet. There's another layer. Wait, so this is an explainer. This is great. Thank you, nice fun. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's see what this is. Linux audio can be confusing because lots of search results are outdated, on top of the actual audio config being confusing. But it's worth knowing some basics. ALSA is the main driver that connects the audio hardware to a single application at a time. Think of this like the internet that comes into your house from one connection outside. Okay. Okay, so that's why I cannot use a mic in two apps at once. That makes sense. I think camera also does the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, this makes sense. Then there's another layer. This layer used one of two other software drivers. Think of it like your Wi-Fi router layer that splits the internet for multiple devices at the same time. So ALSA connects to one of these, and then these route between the apps. Pulse Audio, the main one used for most apps, designed to be easy, stable, etc. Jack for Pro Audio, complicated and designed to have more controls over ins and outs, aggressive timings, etc. ALSA could only connect to one of these at a time, so would use your mic computer like normal using Pulse Audio, but when you wanted to do audio stuff, you'd have to switch to Jack. Or try to bitch the two. Okay. So because two different drivers to do basically the same thing, there's a new one. Pipewire, which is designed to be flexible for both regular and pro audio. Pipewire disguises itself as both. So ALSA connects to Pipewire. Pipewire has the rest. Your apps thinks, oh, so okay. And Pipewire is also designed so that you can use Pulse Audio and Jack apps at the same time. Pipewire replaces both Pulse Audio and Jack. Pipewire speaks both the languages, but it's also its own thing. So you see at least three relevant configurations: Pipewire's version of Pulse Audio, Pipewire's version of Jack. Okay. I recommend avoiding deleting both pulse audio and jack in most cases, so you're left with only ALSA plus Pipewire, and the only thing you really have to worry about configuring is Pipewire. You don't need to install a start jack anymore, but your jack apps can work with Pipewire thinking they're using jack. So how do you configure Pipewire? There's etc Pipewire, user share Pipewire, home, config Pipewire. Config is a home directory. You can also make subdirectories. Okay, that's cool. So, interesting. That's pretty good. Good explanation. Okay, so coming back to sound system. So there's drivers and interfaces, user mode API, user mode sound servers, sound frameworks. Default uses the kernel sound system ALSA, which is Advanced Linux Sound Architecture. A lot of utilities for it can be installed from the official repositories. If you want additional features, you can install one of the sound servers. There's ALSA and OSS, which are the driver interfaces. Then there's sound servers, jack, audio connection kit. Of course, it's a recursive acronym. Recursive acronym? Network audio system, Pipewire, multimedia framework intended as a replacement for both pulse audio and jack. Supports containers like Flatpak. Okay, this is on Arch. This is what we need. Pulse audio general purpose sound system intended for out-of-the-box audio. Multiple simultaneous inputs can handle complex setups, is network capable. Okay, Wikipedia for sound server. Okay, what is a sound server? What is a sound server? Okay. Sound server that manages the use and access to audio devices, usually a sound card. It commonly runs as a background process. In a Unix-like operating system, a sound server mixes different data streams and sends out a single unified audio to an output device. The mixing is usually done by software or by hardware. There's applications, sound servers, sound subsystem, and the kernel. Cool. Okay. Yeah, same thing as what they were saying here. There's drivers and interfaces, user mode API, user mode sound servers, which are optional. Okay. Sound frameworks. This is not as clear, but the Wikipedia article is pretty clear. There's applications, there's sound server, there's sound subsystem, which is the kernel module, and there's the operating system kernel. Okay. Cool. So to recap, this is fine. So there's an application, there's a sound server, which is pulse audio, jack, or Pipewire. And basically, there were two different things. Pulse audio was for consumers, jack was for professionals, but Pipewire and applications could only connect to one or the other. So instead, now we have Pipewire, which is both pulse audio and jack at the same time. So you don't need to run them separately. Pipewire is just going to pretend to be both pulse audio and jack, so you can use either pulse audio applications or jack applications. Cool. Oh, so that's why OBS says it's looking at pulse audio, because OBS is software that works with pulse audio, not jack. Does OBS support Pipewire by itself? Does OBS support Pipewire? Pipewire support. This was from 3 years ago. Rapid review, blah blah blah. Not familiar with Pipewire. Is it similar to Siphon or Spout, which can route the audio? Select single application. Pipewire and OBS. Working, cannot detect any applications. OBS and Pipewires. Okay. It's not playing well with Pipewire. Root out Linux. Okay. OBS, Pipewire, audio capture, audio input, etc. sources. Okay, but for some reason, after an update, I noticed OBS stopped detecting all audio devices except the Blackmagic capture card. I was having issues with Pipefire or Pipe Plumber. Everything else, Pulse package. I don't know if the reboot is then advised. Wait, what is Pulse? Okay, Pulse is Pulse Audio. Pipefire Pulse. Maybe you install it's already pre-installed. I don't think the OP needs help, but it's offering a possible solution for others. Got it. Okay, so OBS Pipefire audio capture is this. Oh, resources. Oh, is this like a plugin? Installation instructions can be found here. That just leads to the GitHub, right? Yeah. Okay. Audio device and application capture for OBS Studio using Pipefire. Adds 3 sources for capturing audio inputs using Pipefire. Capture mode, single application, matched by executable. Oh, that is cool. That would actually make it a lot easier for me to share desktop audio. Ooh, this is nice. Solution method is unsupported by the OBS Studio team and can break at any time. The Flatpak permission that OBS Studio could remove and okay, a lot of complicated stuff. Okay, let's see. Get the tar is installed as a regular package, extracted into config OBS Studio plugins. If it's installed as a plugin, extract the archive and blah blah blah. If the plugin isn't working, do flatpak override file system xdg run pipefire 0. Okay, makes sense. Cool, I understand what this is. Totally understand what this is. Okay, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna have this saved for now. Where is my logseek? Oh, I don't have my logseek. Do I need this? I don't think I do. Okay, let's talk about Linux audio. So Linux audio kernel driver for audio is ALSA. Does logseek support abbreviation? I don't think it does. Oh, it does. So I would just do title is equal to advanced Linux sound architecture. Sure. Nice. Advanced Linux sound architecture. Kernel driver for audio is ALSA. ALSA connects to devices, sound devices. Okay, let's put it that way. Actually, it's more like, I mean, if it's a driver module, it's basically controlling access. Provides, let's say provides access to sound devices. Then sound servers jack, which is actually JACK, all caps. Such a nerdy thing. Abbreviation title is equal to jack audio something kit. What is it? What is Jack called? What is Jack? What is Jack? Jack. Where is it? Audio connection kit. I'm call this legacy sound servers. Pulse audio. replaced by pipe wire for, I'm not really sure what it said. I guess it wasn't very clear. I don't know what jack is for. We'll just call this pro audio. And pulse audio for everything else. Consumer audio. Why is it wrapping? Weird. Okay, jack is for pro audio, pulse audio is consumer audio, replaced by modern sound server pipe wire. Applications connect to sound server. Pipe only one sound server, and pipe wire can Okay, this much is clear. Now, what happens next? Original authors, blah, 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 is a recursive acronym, is a professional sound server API and part of daemon implementations to provide real-time, low-latency connections for both audio and MIDI data between applications. Okay, it's been de facto standard for professional audio software. Is standardized by consensus, and two compatible implementations exist. Jack 1, which is implemented in plain C and in maintenance mode for a while. Jack 2, originally Jack DMP, a re-implementation in C++. Can be used with ALSA, port audio, core audio. There's a different... Okay, these are... This is another driver. Low-level API for dealing... Oh, wait, this is Apple. Interesting. So Jack works on top of different other... I mean, different... Oh, I don't know there was a lot. Free Firewire audio drivers. Interesting. Is also implemented by Pipewire for backwards compatibility as a complete drop-in replacement provider for Jack clients, mapping, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to have Chrome output in OBS, which I might be able to do right now with this plugin. Should I try it? Audio device and application capture for OBS Studio using Pipewire. Okay, for the plugin to be able, Pipewire should be set up to handle audio in your system. For most applications, the Pipewire Pulse compatibility layer should be enough, but there are also Pipewire Jack and Pipewire ALSA. If applications aren't showing up on the plugin, your system may be missing one of these components, either Pipewire Wiki. Cool. So I just need to download this first. The regular archive won't work. The one with the Flatpak name. Okay, copy link address. File size is the same though. cd downloads curl. Yeah, that did not download it at all. Okay, so there's Linux Wi-Fi audio, blah 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 blah. Where am I supposed to install this again? So extract the archive in var app com.obs project.studio config OBS. If the plugin isn't working, run flatpak override. File system is equal to xdg run slash pipefire 0. Okay, I kind of get what this is. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to restart OBS for this to work. That would not be ideal. Let's see. One more thing is, I feel like I don't need to install this in such a complicated path. I feel like I just put it in config. Would this not work? Nothing to not have this problem. Okay, let's see what this is. This plugin relies on a Flatpak permission that OBS Studio could remove at any time, so it can't be on FlatHub. If after updating OBS Studio the plugin stops working, check the latest release for a new version or build the plugin yourself against the latest OBS Studio. Note that this is not a problem with the others. Creation method is unsupported by the OBS Studio team and can break at any time. You put it inside config OBS Studio plugins. Okay, do I not already have an OBS Studio here? I do not. Makes sense. Okay. So var app OBS Studio config OBS Studio. There is no folder called plugins. They're actually called plugins. Okay. Okay. So now the problem is I will have to restart it. Next we're going to do, what's this called? Flat seal. OBS Studio. Okay, so if I go into OBS Studio, there's XDG run pipefire 0. I don't really know what Flatpak override does, but you already have access to it. Yeah, you already have access to it. So that is good. I don't really need this. I don't even use KDE, but it's there by default, so we'll just leave it there. Okay, so OBS has access to Pipewire, which is good. Flatpak permission done. Extract the archive also done. But if I were to go into sources, add a new source, it's obviously nothing because I will have to restart OBS for this to work. Best viewers, yay, thank you. So if I stop this, it's going to start a new stream. And I don't want to start a new stream. So maybe I'll try this later. Okay, we shall try this later. What else? Now we continue studying sound servers. Limitations, open sound system. Sound server can provide these features by running as a daemon. It receives calls from different programs, mixes the streams, and sends raw audio to the audio device. With the sound server, users can also configure global and per application sound preferences. Nice. Okay. So where was I? Okay, so this much is clear. There's ALSA. And then there are sound servers. The one that's relevant to me is Pipewire. So I'll have to look at the Pipewire page. This is safe for later. This is done. This is done. This was good. Done. OBS and Pipewire done. Okay, I want to see what ALSA is. Then I'll go back to Pipewire. Provides kernel-driven sound card drivers. Besides the sound device drivers, also provides user space driven library for application developers. They can use those ALSA drivers for high-level API development. Related terminology: interface card device can be found on Wikipedia. Typically, ALSA supports up to 8 cards numbered 0 through 7. Each card is a physical or logical kernel device capable of input and output. Furthermore, each card may be raised by its ID. A card has devices. A device may be of playback type, meaning its output sound from the computer or some other type, such as capture, control, timer, sequencer. Device may have sub-devices. Cards interface is a description of ALSA protocol. Application typically describes sound output by combining all of the interface, blah, blah, blah. Interface card, device, sub-device. Okay. Nothing that was relevant to me. Also, drivers are part of. UDEV will automatically detect your hardware, firmware. There is also utilities. Also, mixer and a mixer. Control audio settings. Also, utils package comes with systemd. Restore, also state, also restore. User privileges have permission to allow users. You need to add those users to the audio group. Users in the audio group will have desire. Okay, versus emulation. Okay. Do I have ALSA or not? Command V A mixer. Yeah, I do have ALSA. How do I know if this works? Curious. Is this a real thing? Speaker test. Speaker test C2. What is C2? I don't know what C is. Man, speaker test options, channels, number of channels in stream. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, I only have 2 channels. Makes sense. So if I were to do something like set 9, yeah, I don't have 9 streams, so it's gonna be like, oh no, cool. Right. I had too many tabs open. Okay. Okay, if audio is being output to the wrong device, try specifying it manually, but it's not, so it's fine. Additional notes, cards and modules, audio devices, card index. Okay, so I am using ALSA, but I don't fully understand how. Wait. Installation. Okay, ALSA utilities, ALSA and systemd. Okay, let's look at this. ALSA utils package comes with systemd unit configuration. These are automatically installed and activated via package provided symlink to sound.target. Okay, so there's something called there's something called ALSA control, which, okay, let's see. System, oops, not this one. System control state sound.target status. Yeah, status. Sound.target is activated, which is user lib whoops systemd system/sound.target. Okay, there's a file. No, there isn't. Sound.target once, also restored and also state. Interesting. So system control status also How many alsas do we have? We have alsa restore and alsa state. Okay, so what is alsa state? That's fine. I don't need the permissions for logs. ALSA status runs ALSA control and R daemon. Man ALSA control R daemon would restore the sound state at first. Manages to save periodically the sound state. What is a sound state? Driver state for the selected sound card to the configuration file. Cat, etc. Also controlled conf. Okay. Hmm. Does not really say much. So there's a sound state. And also stores it, I guess. Also restore service reads. Oh, okay. Val lib also a sound state, a sound state on boot and writes updated values on shutdown provided. State daemon account does not exist. Is not created without a conscious action of the user. It is the default method. Okay. Restarts also control in daemon made to keep track of and process volume changes under the condition that the user has consciously created also state daemon. Evidently, both methods are mutually exclusive. You can decide for one of the two approaches depending on your requirements to edit these units. See that. Okay. Okay, maybe I should look at the state file, see if I understand anything. So cat var lib alsa. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Control.1 HDMI. Okay. Control.2 was a mixer. Control.4, Control.5. Read write, read volatile. So there's interfaces. And there's value 0, value 1, comment, read write. Doesn't say which user. And I know that each user has a different sound. Each user has a different volume in my system right now. I remember that much because when I log into my streaming account, my mic is unmuted. But for my like work and personal accounts, my mic is not muted. Mic is not muted. Weird. I don't say I fully understand, but basically also keeps track of the devices and state. And it's running. Also, it's definitely running right now. That I checked when I did that. What happens if I am doing the other one? What's it called? Also restore. Start condition unmet because there's no file called state daemon. Cool. Makes sense. So we're not using that one. Since this is not there, since this file does not exist. Also restore reads state on boot and writes updated values and shutdown provided state daemon conf does not exist. It does not exist. Wait, or it does exist. Condition path exists not. Okay. So do I have the file etc. Alsa state daemon? It does exist, which is why we are going here. Restarts also control in daemon mode to continuously keep track of and persist volume changes under the condition that the user has consciously created etc. Alsa state daemon. I did not, but this exists, which is why we're using Alsa state and Alsa state is running. So I am using Alsa. So Pipefire connects to Alsa as a new low-level multimedia framework. It aims to offer capture and playback for both audio and video with minimal latency and support for Pulse Audio, Jack, Alsa, and GStreamer-based applications. Why are we also talking about Alsa in Pipefire? Oh, uses a Polkit-like security model. Okay, the daemon based on the framework can be configured to be an audio server and a video capture server. Yeah. Install the Pipefire package. This is also blah blah blah. Pipefire uses systemd user for management of server and automatic socket activation. Yes, I noticed that. Could be the raw documentation can be used for audio server. See audio for details. I can close the other ones. This is the sub page of this session manager. Like Jack, Pipefire implements no connection logic internally. Okay, so that's what Wire Plumber is. Session Manager. Like Jack, Pipefire implements no connection logic internally. The burden of watching for new streams and connecting them to the appropriate output device or application is left to external component known as a session manager, which is Wire Plumber. But could also be Pipefire Media Session. It's deprecated, no longer recommended, so that's why we're using Wire Plumber. Is recommended. It's based on a modular design with Lua plugins that implement the actual management functionality. Okay, Wire Plumber changed its configuration format from Lua to .conf. Cool. Wire Plumber. So Wire Plumber is gonna have to be a separate daemon that's running. And Pipefire is not. Pipefire runs a server. There's no way you can have Wire Plumber without Pipefire. Is there? I don't think so. There's a powerful session and policy manager for Pipefire based on a modular design. Install the Wire Plumber package. Any conflicting ones will be removed. Use the systemd user manage. Oh wait, I should have to look at that. There was already something here. Okay, not this one. Something about users, installation, session manager, configuration, usage. Huh. Based on the framework, can be configured to be both an audio server. Asking Flatpak or Wayland for permission to record screen or audio. Okay, this does not say much. Oh wait, this is what I wanted. Okay. Pipefire uses systemd user for management of the server and automatic socket activation. So system control list user, maybe? System control list user. List, let's do units. Whoops. Wonderful. Pipe. Okay, so there's Pipefire service, there's Pipefire Pulse service. There's also a Wire Plumber service. There's a Pipefire socket. Okay. So there's two different services. The Pipefire service, there's also the Wire Plumber service. two different things. Wire plumber handles connections. Pipewire does not do connections. Wire plumber does the connections for Pipewire. So what exactly does Pipewire do? Pipewire is the audio server. Okay. So we're going to start a new topic called Pipewire. Pipewire is a sound server, also records video, uses all kit like permissions, don't need audio group or video nor video. Okay. Support flat pack. What else was there? Yeah, so the session manager implements no connection logic internally. The button of watching for new streams. Wire plumber is a session manager. Okay, now we jump to wire plumber. What does wire plumber do? Okay, so interesting. Very interesting, very interesting. So I kind of get it. So all of this, all of my weird connection stuff that I wanted to do, I would be doing it with wire plumber. Except I did it with PW. I did PW loop back and PW link instead of with wire plumber. But if I did it with wire plumber, it's probably easier. So something like simultaneous output to multiple syncs. Oh wait, this is just linking me to Pipewire. Which is also doing alta card preferred. Oh, it's so complicated. Wait, let's see. I'm gonna reload this. So there's installation, then there's a session manager. We don't use this one. There are GUIs for this cable, Helvam, PW view control, Pipefire volume control. Oh, okay. So this is the thing. So what I'm using right now is power control, pulse audio volume control, which somehow seems to also be working for Pipewire. So what if I want to install this? This is probably not on other applications. It works in Flatpak. Should I install this? Will this be easier to use? Currently implemented volume control mute, media display name, peak level meter, output device for playdowns, playback tuning, sport selection for syncs. Thing is, would it also work with Waybar? Not sure. So that's something I'll have to check. But this is interesting. We might use this. We might use this. Pipewire volume control. patch bay for Pipefire inspired by the jack does not save wire sets. I don't know what a wire set is though. Pipefire Helvam. GTK patch bay for Pipefire. This is actually quite interesting. This might be useful because there's like interesting. This is really interesting. Features planned is volume control and stuff, but what is a patch bay? Let's just check what that patch bay is. Oh. Connects all to your output via a centralized map. Okay. I mean, I think I get it from the image. So there's a Pipefire patch bay, which there was something else about this though. Does not save wire sets. Not sure what that means. This is another one. Sonos Mix. Okay, next gen Pipefire audio routing tool. Very fancy and advanced. Okay. Can't say I'm a fan of this one. But I do like Helvam and PW view control. We'll look at these later. So coming back to Pipefire, configuration. The Pipefire package provides an initial set of configuration files. You should not edit these files directly as package updates will overwrite your changes. You copy files to the alternate system-wide location, etc. Pipefire, or to the user location, config Pipefire, an equally named file in a directory. Oh, wait, this is a file, not a directory. Equally named file in a directory with higher precedence makes the analogous files ignored. Okay. Pipefire brings a custom Pro audio profile in addition to the Pulse audio profile selectable through power control, the effect of which is described in the Pipefire wiki. Pipefire can be used as an audio server. It aims to replace both server implementation, ABI compatible libraries for Jack. First install Pipefire Audio. Okay. Firmware is required for laptops. They tend to utilize cadence. Okay, and the missing firmware. Okay. That may be required for certain sound cards. How can I check if my sound card is working fine? I think it's actually working fine because whenever I'm opening power control, I do see Fifine, which is the name of the microphone. So I feel like this is working just fine. And remove Pulse Audio ALSA if it was installed to root all applications using the ALSA API through Pipewire. Will replace Pulse Audio and Pulse Audio Bluetooth, reboot, relogin or stop Pulse Audio service, and start the Pipewire Pulse service user unit. No further action is required as the user service should be enabled automatically by the package. PA control info. Server name Pulse Audio on Pipewire. So that is good. Okay, so we are using Pipewire, that much is clear. And it says Pulse because it's a server. Setting overall individual channel volume, get sync volume, sync, PA control list, syncs. Oh, okay. Interesting. Hmm. Okay, I understand some of these. Oh wait, what is this? Load wires, connecting line, PW link, line. Mm-hmm. Sharing audio devices with computers on the network. I might come back to this some other day. Looks interesting. Okay, load module, TCP listen is equal to share the local audio devices, load the appropriate modules on the host, make sure to use the local IP address, then load the discovery module. Interesting stuff, very interesting stuff. Streaming audio to an AirPlay receiver. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Also DMX server, DMX setup. Hmm. Okay. Oh, what is this? Most applications used to rely on X11 when using WebRTC. On Wayland, the screen sharing is handled by the XDG protocol, the SDG desktop portal, and PipeWire, which enables sharing content under Wayland with a fine-grained access control. Mozilla's Get Media WebRTC, mismatch between specific. Uh, okay, I don't understand what you mean. XDG portal? Wait, I think I opened the wrong one. This one. Screen capture. Entire screen. Share. Success. Stop. Screen capture, entire screen, and different screen. Share. It's working, but I don't really understand why or how. Okay, blah 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 blah. OBS Studio supports this method by using the new PipeWire capture source. All the software is not production ready. Audio post processing. Okay. Okay. Basics of audio and Linux. I would say I have understood well enough. PipeWire. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the screen. PipeWire versus Pulse Audio versus Wire Plumber. Yes. Chrome output in OBS. We're coming back to that. OBS monitor with its filter to Google Meet. This also seems like something I could do with Helvam, but okay, wait. So I need to understand these things. So Wi-Fi terminology. What is a sync? What is okay? Let's do that. Uh, Pipe, wire, sync, source. Example sync. Pipe wire is a new level. Blah blah blah. RTP sync, ROC sync. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Yeah, virtual devices. Wait, this is the whole wiki? Okay, there's the wiki. Pipewire is a new low-level multimedia framework. There's also docs here. Configuration, module, pulse audio, module, pulse audio. Configured to be a low-level audio server with features like pulse audio and/or jack, video capture that can manage hardware video capture devices and provide access to them. Central hub where video can be made available for other applications such as the GNOME Shell Screencast API. Okay. Okay. What do you have under internals audio? Okay, let's read this. Audio devices are made available as processing nodes or ports. Applications need to be able to see a port for each stream of an audio device. Okay, so if my speaker has two streams, there's two different ports. Okay. Audio devices can be plugged or unplugged. When audio devices are plugged, then they need to be created and removed. Cool. Audio port in canonical format. It's possible to make individual audio channels available as single mono stream with a fixed format and sample rate. Okay. Applications can connect to audio devices, default audio sync and sources. Cool. Applications should be able to move between syncs and sources. Got it. Exclusive access. Application should be able to connect to a device in exclusive mode. This allows the application to negotiate a specific format with the device, such as a compressed format. Only one application accesses the device because mixing is in general not possible when negotiating compressed formats. I do not know what SPA is, but session manager is responsible for creating nodes and ports for the various audio devices. It will need to wrap them into an audio adapter so the specific configuration of the node can be decided by the policy mode. The session manager should create name and description for the devices and nodes. Session manager responsible for assigning priorities. Session manager might need to work with blah blah blah. Got it. Sort of. Enough of it. So that was the docs. Simple guides, split devices, volumes, controlling latency, pulse audio tricks, jack tricks, configuration, pipe wire, devices. Let's do devices, then let's do the virtual devices. This documentation is moved to page config. How nice. One of the design goals of Pipewire is to be able to closely control and configure all aspects of the processing graph. A fully configured Pipewire setup runs various pieces, each with their configuration options and files. The Pipewire client would be something. Oh wait, each native Pipewire client. Okay. I don't know if there's any native Pipewire client. I feel like most of these are using Pulse Audio replacement. Using Pulse Audio. Pipewire Pulse Audio replacement server. There's a Pipewire daemon. There's Pipewire Pulse. Yeah, both of these are running systemd services. There's also the Wire Plumber. It typically loads ALSA and other devices and configures the profiles. Okay, so Wire Plumber is the one that's actually working with ALSA. I think. Okay. A lot of configuration files. Configuration for Pipewire native clients and for Pipewire's ALSA plugin. Okay, not important. Let's come back to this. Let's come back to virtual devices. That's what we care about right now. Virtual devices. Because what I want to do is I want to put my OBS monitors into Google Meet. So I need to convert my existing to monitor. Okay, virtual devices. These are devices that do not correspond to real hardware devices, but are handled just like real devices by most applications. There are two types of virtual devices: single nodes and coupled streams, implemented with null sync and have input-output ports that need to be linked manually after creation. Okay. This is internally implemented as a capture and playback stream that can implement some processing such as channel mixing automatically connected to a defined, can be moved with tools like power control. Special case of a coupled stream is the filter chain that can be used to make virtual devices that need some more blah blah blah. Virtual devices are configured by adding the definitions in a file with a .conf extension to config py config.t, for example, 10 null sync to the config directory. Okay. Restart py and you'll see a new, it will be unlinked. You can link it to a node called system by adding a file 20. Creating links from the config file is difficult because most things are dynamically created and might not be available when the config file is processed. It's not really possible to link between completely static node definitions. They will automatically be linked by the session manager. Cool. Single nodes are the smallest building blocks. They are created from a support.null audio sync factory with either a config file or a pwcli command. Pwcli create node adapter, all of that. Okay. Create a sync, create a source, create a duplicate node, create a combined sync or source. Couple streams are implemented with two internally connected streams, a capture and playback stream. In Pulse Audio applications, they show up as streams connected to sources and sinks. Streams are normally automatically linked to devices. This means that coupled streams don't need any manual intervention to get linked and can also be moved around with tools like. They, however, have a slightly higher overhead because the logic to the channel mapping need to copy between blah blah blah. Coupled streams are created by the module loopback or by running PW loopback. Wait, so this is what I was trying earlier. So there's capture props. Oh. And there's playback props. But I was doing something else. I was doing capture props, but no playback props. Okay, is that what the problem is? Media.class media.node.name target is my default thing. This makes a sync that can be elected in applications. The data sent to this sync is routed to a stream that will output to the sync named my default sync. Okay. But okay. I don't fully understand all of this, but okay. So there's sources and there's syncs. PW control, WP control. Sorry. WP control status. So we don't want video. What we want is audio. So there are 3 devices. There's one mic. There's 2 mics. There's another mic, and I think these are my speakers. Yeah. Those are my speakers. This is my mic. Wait, why is it a sync? Oh, because headphones. And this is HDMI. Cool. Okay, so this is okay. So this is probably my HDMI card. So that's HDMI output. This is speaker microphone output. This is my actual microphone. Speaker microphone output. Okay, it's a bit complicated, I guess. So these are my headphones. 3.5mm jack thing. And I have sources, which includes all of these and this. So what I need is I need a new source, and the source will be capturing from OBS. In particular, it will be capturing OBS's monitor, which is mono. If I turn off my monitor for a second, will I still hear this? I'm gonna turn it off. So my monitor is off right now. Does the OBS monitor disappear? No, it doesn't. There's still a monitor over here. Okay. So just to see how this works, if I were to do PW link OBS monitor mono to, I need a sync for this. So my syncs are really long. I don't even know what to call this thing. Maybe I should just do ID 45. So 45 playback FL. Let's try this again. PW link 106. Oh wait, this is stream, so it's not working. No, actually what I want to do is I want to just push my monitor to my headphones without doing it in OBS. Because when I do it in OBS, it becomes default audio. Actually, can I see the monitor over here? So if I were to go into recording, there it is, there's a monitor over there. Monitor off, monitor off. This is muted. So if I were to unmute this, mute this. OBS from a 15A microphone that's recording. There's another monitor over here. Show applications, output devices, input devices. Recording, virtual streams. What is that? Applications, all streams. I think I should get Helvum and see how this goes. Flat pack install Helvum. Is on hot org.pipewire.helvum. Yes. I thought I already had the Chrome platform. Or maybe I don't have it on this account. No, I do. FlatHub, Flatpak is system right. Okay, there it is. Guess there was just an update or something. Okay, so now I try opening Helvan. Wow. Okay. And close this for now. So 15A capture goes into OBS monitor. So if I were to take this and draw a line to, where are my syncs? Browser sync, OBS, monitor. Wait, what is this? Okay, those are my headphones. So just put this in playback front. Oh, it's working. It is working. Yeah, I can hear my monitor over here, even though I have my monitor disabled in OBS. So, well, what I actually need is just for monitor to go into a new sync. No, a new source. I need a new source. Can I just create sources here? Probably not. So I need to create a source. Okay, this is way too soft. I need to create a source somewhere. And then I can just push my monitor to it. That would work, right? What is this though? I am not really sure. Okay. Okay. So what I need right now is a new source. Okay, I need a new virtual source. Okay. So if I have a new virtual source, that means I can use it in Google Chrome and stuff. So virtual source. Create a source that can be selected in applications and that forwards the data from another source. Exactly what I need. PW loopback M playback props audio source, name is audio source, remap sync. Create a sync that can be okay. Playback props audio source named. It does not say capture source, but let's assume that I have one. I need, wait, how do I check the info? WP control status. So what I'm looking for is my OBS monitor. So that's 106. Oh, yeah, there it is. Analog playback FL. But it's also doing monitor test. Monitor test. Yeah, it's active on both, but also very, very soft for some reason. Wait, let me try. Okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, I just had my headphones on very low volume. This is probably fine. This is probably fine. This is probably fine. Okay, cool. What did I want to do? I wanted to create a new source, but first I need to look at OBS and find information about the monitor because I want the node name. I want to set the right capture props. How do I do that? So it's not WP, it's PW. PW jack, PW link, PW dump, man, PW dump, fixed options, monitor, no color. Okay, not that. command pw cli. Command is load module, unload module, list objects, info. So pw cli info 108. Wait, was it 108? Yeah, it is 108. So node.id, which will keep changing. Port.alias, OBS monitor mono. PW loop back, playback props. Virtual source. Okay. PW loop back. We don't need to do M because that's default. Playback props is equal to media dot class is equal to audio slash source. Node dot name is equal to OBS monitor. Okay. And we're gonna add capture props is equal to media dot class is equal to, I don't know what the class for this is. Oh wait, it's here. Yeah, it doesn't say. So we're gonna do just gonna do node dot id is equal to 106. Okay, so if I were to go into meet.google.com, go to app. Oh, I need to log in. I'm not gonna log in. Okay, let's just check in PA control. Input devices. PW loopback. Oh, that's the one. Oh, so this should technically work in Google Meet. Nice, 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 nice. So instead of 106 node.id, if I were to say something like port dot alias is equal to OBS monitor mono. Oh, oh, that is also working. So in the end, if I were just to say N OBS monitor, then I go into input devices, go all the way down, OBS monitor. So this is my filtered monitor. I mean, it's my mic with all the OBS filters. Oh, so I need to put this in a file. Module loopback name is equal to lib pipe via module loopback. Args is equal to audio position, capture dot props, playback dot props. Okay, this is not that hard at all. So we go into cd config pipe. Is this not pipe wire? Or is it wire plumber? Citra pipe wire client virtual sync. Okay, this is pipe wire to etc. pipe wire virtual sync and merge the above section in it. Then you can run it separately with pipe wire C. I can configure it in my local, in my user account, right? Config pipe wire pipe wire slash pipe wire.conf.p. And then we're going to do touch 10 OBS monitor as mic dot conf, and then we are going to do context dot modules is equal to an array, name is equal to lib pipe wire module loop back odds media dot wait, yeah, I need capture dot props first. Capture dot props is equal to media. Sorry, this is another table. Hey, media dot class is equal to audio sync. No, this is audio source. And then node dot name is equal to OBS monitor. Node dot description equal to OBS monitor again. Playback dot props is equal to. Oh wait, this is wrong. This one is supposed to be playback props. Playback props. This is capture props. We're not doing media dot class, and so we're just gonna do port dot alias is equal to OBS monitor mono. Something called node.passive, so I'm just going to do that as well. I'm not really sure what it does, but it looks like it should be useful. Wait, don't I need commands for any of these? Oh. Yeah. That should do it. So this is virtual source. Create source that can be selected and blah, blah, blah. Let's see if this works. How do I do this? System control. Reload. User pipe wire. So if I restart, OBS is probably going to stop hearing me.